Joint pain and inflammation don't have to be part of getting older. In this video, we explore the 4 best foods to naturally reduce inflammation, ease joint discomfort, and help you feel more comfortable after 65. With simple, practical advice and a warm, encouraging message, this video is your first step toward living with less pain and more freedom, one bite at a time. Have you ever woken up in the morning, stretched your arms, and felt that familiar stiffness in your knees or that deep ache in your hands? Almost like your body is whispering, "Hey, we're not as young as we used to be." You're not alone. And let's be honest, no one talks about how frustrating it is to feel like your joints are working against you, especially when all you want is to move freely, go for a walk, or even just open a jar without a second thought. But here's the good news. What you eat, yes, what you put on your plate can make a real difference. After 65, our bodies change in many ways, and while that can feel overwhelming at times, the truth is you still have more control than you think. You don't need fancy supplements or complicated diets. Sometimes, all it takes is adding the right foods to your meals, foods that can calm inflammation, ease joint pain, and help you feel more like you again. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 of the best foods you can start eating right now to soothe that stubborn inflammation and give your joints the love they deserve. These aren't trendy superfoods or exotic berries you've never heard of. These are simple, delicious, everyday foods that are often hiding in plain sight, and they could be the key to feeling more mobile, more energized, and more alive. Let's start with a classic that's been a favorite for generations, but has some serious healing powers too. Salmon. That soft, pink fish isn't just delicious, it's loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which are known for their powerful anti-inflammatory properties. Imagine those fatty acids as tiny firefighters rushing through your bloodstream, calming down the areas that are flaring up, especially your joints. And the best part? It's not just about pain relief. Omega-3 South also help protect the cartilage that cushions your joints, which means less wear and tear over time. Now, I know not everyone grew up eating salmon, especially if you weren't near the coast. But the great thing is, it's now easy to find in most grocery stores, fresh, frozen, or even canned. And it doesn't take a master chef to prepare it. A simple oven bake with a little olive oil, lemon, and some herbs. That's dinner and healing in under 20 minutes. If salmon isn't your thing, other oily fish like sardines or mackerel can work wonders too. And speaking of olive oil, that brings us right to the next food that can work magic on your joints. Extra virgin olive oil isn't just a kitchen staple, it's also a secret weapon against inflammation. It contains a natural compound called oleocanthal, which works a lot like ibuprofen except it comes straight from nature. No pill bottles, no side effects, just a gentle, natural way to ease that everyday discomfort. What's really wonderful is how easy it is to use. A splash over a salad, a drizzle on roasted vegetables, even a light coating on your toast in the morning instead of butter. That rich, earthy flavor does more than just taste good, it nourishes your body from the inside out. And here's something most people don't realize. Not all oils are created equal. Many processed vegetable oils like soybean or corn oil can increase inflammation. So swapping them out for a high-quality olive oil can be one of the simplest and smartest moves you can make. Now, let's pause here for a moment and talk about something important. If you're over 65 and dealing with joint pain, chances are you've tried more than a few remedies already. Maybe you've been told that it's just part of getting older, or maybe you've gotten used to masking the pain with creams or pills. But what we're talking about today isn't about covering things up. It's about gently supporting your body to heal and giving it the nutrients it's been quietly asking for. So far, we've talked about salmon and olive oil, 2 delicious and accessible foods that can begin to turn the tide on inflammation. But that's just the beginning. When you start to combine these foods, layer them into your meals, you're not just improving your joints, you're boosting your energy, your mood, your whole self. There's something powerful that happens when you begin to feel a little better each day. Maybe you find it easier to get up from your chair without wincing. Maybe you can walk a little farther without your knees barking back. Maybe, just maybe, you start to feel hopeful again, like the best years aren't behind you after all. And you know what? They're not. Now that we've explored 2 of these healing foods, salmon and olive oil, It's time to look at what else nature has tucked away in her medicine cabinet. Tucked away in her medicine cabinet, bright, beautiful, and surprisingly powerful. Let's talk about berries. Yes, berries. Those sweet little bursts of flavor you might toss on your cereal or snack on in the afternoon. They're more than just a tasty treat. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, whichever you prefer, they're packed with something called anthocyanins. It's a fancy word, but what it really means is this: they help fight inflammation right at the source. Think of them as your body's natural cleanup crew. Every day, your cells produce little byproducts from stress, aging, or even what you eat. Those byproducts can trigger inflammation, especially in your joints. But when you eat berries, those anthocyanins get to work, clearing out the buildup, reducing swelling, and helping your body calm down and heal. And here's the lovely part: berries are easy. You don't have to cook them, season them, or dress them up. A handful with your morning oatmeal, a bowl after dinner, even a quick frozen smoothie when you don't feel like chewing much. That's medicine you'll actually look forward to. If fresh berries feel a little expensive, frozen ones work just as well. Just make sure there's no added sugar and you've got a powerhouse right in your freezer. Now, if you've been living with joint pain for a while, you've probably heard a lot of do's and don'ts. What to avoid, what to cut out, all the foods you shouldn't eat. But what we're doing here is different. We're not focusing on restriction, we're focusing on abundance, on nourishment, on adding things to your life that give instead of take away. And that's what brings us to the final food I want to share with you today. It's one you might already be eating, but maybe not in the way that really counts. Leafy greens. I'm talking about spinach, kale, arugula, collards, all those dark, rich greens that might remind you of your grandma's garden or the dinners you used to eat growing up. These greens are loaded with vitamins A, C, and K, as well as calcium and antioxidants that protect your joints from the slow wear and tear that comes with age. They help strengthen the tissue around your joints, support your bones, and even reduce the kind of chronic inflammation that makes movement feel harder than it should. And if you're not crazy about the taste, don't worry. You don't need to force down a cold salad every day. Try gently sautéing them in olive oil with a little garlic and lemon, or blending them into a fruit smoothie. You won't even taste the greens, but your body will know they're there. They're quiet helpers, working behind the scenes to keep you feeling strong and steady. The truth is, fighting inflammation after 65 isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming comfort. It's about waking up without that constant, nagging ache. About being able to move more freely, breathe a little deeper, and do the things you love without hesitation. Whether that's gardening, walking the dog, dancing in the kitchen, or just enjoying a peaceful moment on the porch. And sometimes, that change starts with something as simple as what's on your plate. These foods aren't magic bullets, but they do support your body in powerful ways. They give your joints the nutrients they've been missing. They help reduce the silent inflammation that makes life a little harder every day. And slowly, gently, they help you move back into yourself. You don't have to do it all at once. Even just adding one of these foods to your day can start a ripple effect. Maybe you swap out your usual snack for some berries. Maybe you add a handful of greens to your scrambled eggs. Maybe you try fish once this week instead of something fried. These little choices add up and your body notices. And if you're thinking, well, it's probably too late for me, let me gently stop you right there. It's never too late. Your body wants to heal. It wants to support you. You just have to give it the chance. Because you deserve to feel good. Not just once in a while, but every day. You deserve mornings where your joints don't creak like an old rocking chair. You deserve to go about your day without that constant, dull ache in your knees or fingers. You deserve to feel strong and steady, not fragile. So as you go forward, keep it simple. Keep it kind. Add the foods that nourish you. Make choices that feel good. And most importantly, don't give up on your body. Because it hasn't given up on you. Just a little shift here, a gentle addition there, and suddenly, your whole body begins to feel lighter, calmer, more capable. That's the beauty of food when it works with you instead of against you. Now, I want to bring your attention to something that might be sitting in your kitchen right now. Something warm, comforting, familiar. It's been a staple in many households for generations, but it's also one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatories out there: turmeric. You might know it from that bright yellow color in curry, or maybe as a spice tucked away in your rack, waiting to be used. But turmeric, especially the compound in it called curcumin, is like a superhero for sore joints and stiff muscles. It's been used in traditional medicine for centuries, and modern science is finally catching up. Researchers have found that curcumin can block the molecules that trigger inflammation, especially the kind that settles deep into your joints. If you've been feeling that slow, aching burn in your knees, hips, or hands, the kind that makes it hard to bend down or even open a jar, turmeric can be a gentle ally. Now, here's the key to get the most out of turmeric. It needs a little help. Pair it with black pepper, which contains piperini, a compound that boosts the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. Don't worry, you don't need to become a master chef overnight. You can sprinkle turmeric and black pepper into your morning eggs, stir it into soup, or make a simple golden milk tea with warm almond milk, turmeric, a pinch of pepper, and honey. It's soothing, healing, and perfect for winding down at the end of the day. And if you prefer something even easier, there are turmeric supplements available. Just check with your doctor first, especially if you're taking medication, to make sure it's a good fit for you. What's so special about turmeric isn't just its ability to ease pain, it's how consistently it can support your body when used over time. You might not feel it right away. It's not like flipping a switch, but little by little, your joints may start to feel more cooperative, your steps a little smoother, your nights a little more restful. Because that's what we're after here, not perfection, but progress. Not a miracle cure, but a better day. And that brings us to the last food I want to share with you, one that often gets overlooked, even though it's right there on the shelf. Something creamy, rich, and surprisingly beneficial: extra virgin olive oil. Let's pause for a moment and think about the kind of oils we usually see in cooking: vegetable oil, canola oil, margarine. These processed fats can sneak into our meals and quietly contribute to inflammation without us even realizing it. But olive oil? That's a different story. This golden liquid is full of healthy fats, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatory compounds, especially one called oleocanthal, which works in the body a lot like ibuprofen. But here's the difference. Olive oil helps your body without the side effects. It supports your heart, your brain, and yes, your joints. Try using it to saute your greens, drizzle it over steamed veggies, or mix it into salad dressings. Even a spoonful a day, straight from the bottle, can be a beautiful addition to your routine. And I know what you might be thinking: is changing the oil I cook with really going to make that much of a difference? But here's the truth. Inflammation doesn't come from one big thing. It comes from dozens of tiny, daily choices that build up over time. And healing works the same way, bit by bit, consistently, gently. Your body remembers the choices you make. It responds to kindness. And switching out inflammatory oils for one that nourishes you, that's kindness in action. So let's take a breath here and look at the bigger picture. Think about everything we've talked about, not in a checklist kind of way, but as a series of small invitations, inviting more color onto your plate, more flavor, more joy, inviting healing in, one meal at a time. Because living well after 65 isn't about following a strict diet or saying no to the things you love. It's about saying yes to foods that support you, movements that energize you, habits that bring you peace instead of pain. Yes to berries in your breakfast. Yes to salmon sizzling in your pan. Yes to that comforting cup of turmeric tea as you unwind in the evening. Yes to leafy greens that feed your strength. Yes to olive oil that soothes from the inside out. And if you've been feeling discouraged, if your joints ache when you stand, if inflammation has crept into your life and made simple things feel harder, please hear this. You are not broken. You are not too old. You are not too late. There is still so much your body can do, so much healing it's capable of, so many small, powerful ways you can support it starting today. And if that sounds overwhelming, just begin with one food, one meal, one moment where you say, I choose to take care of myself. That's where change begins, and that's where strength lives. You've made it through so much already. And now, this next chapter can be about restoration, about comfort, about coming home to your body in a way that feels kind and loving and real. And maybe now, as you're sitting with all this in your mind, something has started to shift. Not in a dramatic, overnight way, but in a gentle, hopeful way. Like the first signs of spring after a long winter. It's that soft realization, I can still feel better. I can still enjoy this body. I can still take care of myself. And that's the heart of it really. Not chasing some perfect health standard. Not trying to turn the clock back, but learning how to move forward with more ease, more comfort, and more joy. You see, when we talk about inflammation or joint pain, especially after 65, it's easy to feel like you're stuck. Like this is just how it's going to be now. That tightness in your hands, that slow rise out of your chair, the stiffness that greets you in the morning, it all becomes too familiar. But the truth is, your body is still listening. It still responds when you feed it what it needs. It still heals, even if it takes longer than it used to. That's why these foods matter, not just for what they are, but for what they do. They give your body tools, real, nourishing tools to repair damage, reduce inflammation, and soothe pain. Imagine waking up and stretching your arms overhead without that familiar ache in your shoulders. Imagine taking a walk and feeling light in your knees, not heavy. Imagine cooking a meal and chopping veggies without your hands reminding you of every past injury. That kind of change might sound small to some people, but not to us. We know how big it really is. And it starts with simple things. A bowl of juicy blueberries at breakfast, a fillet of salmon for dinner, a spoonful of olive oil, a pinch of turmeric in warm milk. These aren't exotic, expensive, hard-to-find miracle foods. They're real, practical, doable, and that's what makes them powerful. Even more important than the foods themselves is the message they send. You are worth caring for. You are worth that little bit of extra effort. You are worth meals that nourish instead of inflame, habits that heal instead of hurt. Because food isn't just fuel. It's not just about calories or nutrients. It's an act of self-respect. It's something you prepare not only to survive but to thrive. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. You don't need to become a health expert or live in the kitchen. Just start where you are. Pick one thing, one food from what we've talked about, and bring it into your day with intention. That's enough. Really, it is. Because when you do that, when you choose to care for your joints, your heart, your energy, your body notices. It thanks you in the little ways. A little less stiffness here. A little more ease there. A little more freedom in how you move, how you sleep, how you enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. And listen, if you're already doing some of these things, give yourself credit. You're already walking the path. Keep going. If this is all new to you, then good, you're in the perfect place to begin. There's no timeline, no rush, just you, your kitchen, and a growing awareness that you can feel better, that you deserve to feel better. So today, I invite you to take one small step. Maybe it's adding those greens to your lunch. Maybe it's swapping your cooking oil. Maybe it's brewing that turmeric tea before bed. Whatever you choose, do it with love for your knees, your back, your hands, your heart, for the life you still want to enjoy fully and freely. And remember, it's never too late. Truly, you are not defined by pain. You are not bound by inflammation. Your age is not a limit, it's just a number. What really matters is the quality of the days ahead. And those days can be brighter, lighter, and more joyful, starting with what's on your plate. If this video spoke to you in any way, if you're nodding along, thinking yes, this is what I needed, then I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me what you've tried, what's helped, what questions you still have. This is a community, a space for real people supporting each other on a real journey. And if you found this helpful, please take a second to like the video. It helps more people just like you find this information. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're not done yet. There's so much more we can explore together: energy, memory, strength, sleep, happiness, all the things that make life after 60 so worth living. You're not alone on this path. We're walking it together, one step, one meal, one healing moment at a time. Here's to your comfort, your vitality, your joy. Here's to living your best life at any age.